Today we're bringing you breaking news. The United Kingdom has been put on lockdown. Due to the pandemic that is COVID-19, more commonly known as coronavirus, the Prime Minister has put restrictions in place to limit our movements and increase social distancing. Restrictions are due to last for an initial 3 weeks. During this time, the government hopes to control the spread and reduce the demand on the NHS. We've received a statement from the National Health Service advising any persons isolated at home suffering from withdrawal symptoms relating to fishing should watch multiple videos from the fishing bloggers catalogue. Tests show that this can ease symptoms and in most cases cure any withdrawal conditions. We will bring you more updates as we get there. On a serious note, we hope the virus doesn't affect any of you. Keep your distance and stay safe at home. Let's get it under control, get back to normal, and get back on the bank and do some fishing. Watching fishing videos won't cure anything, but it might give you that little fishing fix that you need. So check out some of our previous videos on the channel, and also remember to click on the bell icon so that you're going to get up-to-date notifications when a new video goes live. Here's a session anyway that me and Hugh did a few weeks prior to being put on lockdown. So yeah, let's roll the video. Boom! We're back at the bank. Welcome to the self-isolation episode. Right, and so we're at the lake. So we've come out to a different venue. This is Plantation Lake near Kingston Seymour, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it's not too far from Bristol, and you've actually got Acorn Fishery just down the road, where we've obviously done a few videos in the past. But we just come out for a short session, hoping to get a couple of winter bites. I've got to go off to work later on. I think you might have a little bit longer than me, but hopefully we can get a few fish, mate.
Yeah, is that it? A few little winter bites, hopefully, and let's get the rods out, mate.
Let's get some rods out.
Get on.
Get it? Did you get it on camera?
Sure.
So I've just dropped one off on one of my rods, shortly followed by Hugh having a bite. Hopefully he's going to get this one in the net. Literally had the rods out about 10 minutes. Second bite already. Oh, mine's away. Mine's away as well. Oh, that's annoying, it stopped. Hey.
That's how not to bump them off. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. Fortunately, the only other carp angler that's turned up has decided to get an opposite Hugh, but so you take it fishing for you.
It's like the opposite for a second.
Okay, let's see how many fish we get on there. Right then, we're back at the bank. Welcome to the self-isolation episode.
We've only had the rods out probably 10 minutes. We've already had 3 fish, so here's the first 2.
We get them back and we'll show you the next one.
Get the other one out. Right then, so this was the other one in the double brace. It's only a little common, so we're just going to slip it straight back. There we go.
so another couple of fish, just had a brace. It's a nice little chunky common. It's probably the nicest one I've had so far. It's quite a nice fish. A tiny little mirror. Again, nice little fish. They're slipping back, and I'm sure there's going to be a few more on the cards, so happy days. Good haze. Right, Hugh's just cast that rod out and it's gone off in there straight away. So we had a little bit of a quiet period for about 30 minutes and I suggested casting closer to the islands, as there's a guy on the other bank who's actually had a couple in quick succession off the island, and I've put both rods out and one of them went off as I was just trying to put the bobbin on. Got that fish in the net, put that rod back out, and then the other rod's gone off quite quickly. Hugh's just put his rod out and it's just gone blasting off straight away after he's clipped up close to the island. So clearly they're up underneath the island, probably seeking a little bit of sanctuary. His other rod's now going off, and he's just put that one down the margin, so that one's just bent round. He's got one on that one. So instead of picking it up, I'm just going to film it and getting in a mess. So he's got one on there. There's one on that rod, and you can see it tapping away. And he's got one on the other rod. That one's in the net. Better pick that other rod up, mate. He's got one on there. Is it on there? Ah, it's come off. Absolute amateur. He's not used to getting so many bites. So that fish on the left rod has just dropped off, probably because it had that attached to it. Brilliant. Some discarded match line, it looks like, with a few shots. So, oh well, I think the next bite probably won't be too far away. So anyway, I was just going to do an update, and I've got two fish in the net. Hugh's just had a double bite. Unfortunately, one of them's dropped off. We did have a little bit of a lapse of action for about 30 minutes or so, so put the kettle on and made a brew, and it looked like the fish were possibly up against the islands, so we've redone the rods against the islands and we've had another 4 bites. So I don't even know how many fish we've had now, we're kind of losing count. We've been sort of rotating bites whenever a rod goes. Well, we've been trying to rotate bites, but basically Hugh's getting old and his knees aren't very good, so it takes him a little while to get out of the chair. So
says the man who can't run.
I can beat him to the rod, so what can you do? So anyway, yeah, it's been alright, hasn't it, so far, mate? Been fishing for how long? A few hours?
Yeah, a couple of hours.
Been fishing a couple of hours, and we have had, don't know, 10 fish at least. I would have thought, if not more. So I'm sure there's a few more around the corner. But yeah, the wind's picking up now. I don't know if there's going to be a bit of rain coming in. It does look a little bit grim up there. But yeah, I'm sure there'll be a few more along the way.
There we go then, a new personal best. Not the biggest, but quite a pretty little one, so we thought we'd show you anyway. So the action slowed up slightly, cast to the island. Once again, the Fruitalicious has done me proud.
Ain't very big. Couple of fish in here, as you can see. A couple of little commons. I'm not going to get them out as it's not really worth messing around. I'm just going to slip them back, and I'm sure we'll have a few more.
Right, there we go then, that's the prettiest one of the double take. We've got 3 fish in the net between us at the moment, so we're not going to be able to show you every fish. But yeah, they're really lively because obviously they've been sitting in the net waiting for a photo. But let's slip this one back. Right then, so I'm just baiting up another rig. I thought I'd just give you a quick show. So most of the fish have come on the orange Fruitalicious wafters, and that's just on a size 4 ESP gripper. And I've started using little rig rings rather than tubing just because I like the movement. So and so far every fish has been absolutely nailed, and touch wood, we haven't dropped one off yet. So so far so good. Nice long bit of shrink tubing, about 8 inches of the ESP tungsten loaded hook link, and then yeah, just a tungsten loaded tail rubber. Job done. So yeah, just rigging up another one just in case we get another bite. On there, just been nicking on a little mesh bag, probably just slightly smaller than a golf ball. That's got some of the mini Cray-Mix pellets and some of the krill meal powder in there. So yeah, so far that has been working a treat. And that's ready for another fish. Come on. Right, so there we go then, a slight tactical change. Sean can't even started his motor yet. And yeah, slight tactical change of putting out some mesh bags of S7 crumbed up rather than the Cray-Mix due to a large head of silvers in it. I thought it's probably getting picked up by little fish. And yeah, recast. Rod's gone rattling off, and we've got this little common with a little bit of ghosty in it. So something a little bit different, so I thought I'd bring it to you. So yeah, slip it back, see if we can get a couple more while Sean's driving off to work. Right then, as I just mentioned, a slight tactic change I think is probably responsible for that last fish. All morning we've been fishing little mesh bags of the crayfish mini mix. They're such small pellets though, and there's such a large head of silvers in here. I reckon there's probably little attraction left around the hook. So now I'm nicking on a small mesh bag again, but this time with crumbed up S7, and I'm just crumbing up 8 boilies. Which have been glugging for absolutely months now in the matching glug, and yeah, plenty of attraction. Ringing of changes even on these little runs water can sometimes lead to that extra bite, so fingers crossed we can get a couple more. Right then, quickly slip this one back as I'm getting liners on the other rod, but yeah, another one on the little mesh bags of the S7, so ringing of changes is quite clearly working. I won't get him out on the mat. He's like the others, he looks the same, but there we go. Slipping back, happy days. There we go then, another little perler of a mirror. Slips up to the Fruitalicious, slip it back. Right then, so that brings me to the end of my session as well. It's 3 or 4 hours since Sean's went, and I've had about another 5 fish I think. So probably we've had 15 or so between us. We haven't brought them all because obviously it would have got a little bit boring watching the same sort of small commons and mirrors. But that's exactly what we came for, a load of bites. The country's been hit quite hard by this coronavirus at the moment, and one of the reasons I need to shoot on is there's word that the schools might be closing, so I need to start getting some childcare plans in place. But yeah, if you're being affected by any way by this coronavirus, all I can hope is you or your loved ones get well soon. As a fishing community, I think we've got to pull together. There's no better place than being isolated out on the bank. Nice bit of fresh air. But like I say, if you're being affected anyway, I hope you get well soon. From the video, I hope you managed to get a couple of things from it. Obviously by ringing that change from what I was putting in my mesh bags, a simple little thing, but it's sort of turned what was turning into a bit of a blank spell at least, into getting a few more bites. So put that into your own fishing, and like I say, if you're out on a bank, I hope you're lucky, but also more importantly, be safe, and we'll see you soon. I'm going to get off home.
In the next video we'll be back on the bank at the amazing Lakeside View Fishery in Devon. We have an exclusive booking where we are joined by fellow bloggers Carp King and Carp Manis for a winter social, so don't miss out on that one. Until next time, get out there and be lucky.